Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I'm streaming some 2D4X game development in Godot .Net, which is the C# version of Godot. Been working on this. This is episode 190. Can't believe so much time has passed. I did not feel like streaming at all today, but I figured I didn't have anything else to do, so might as well, right? Last time we created these bugs here. Oh shit. Let's open up Visual Studio. I was all ready to start streaming, and then Visual Studio had an update, and it was like 10 minutes long. Sitting here waiting. Every once in a while, I get this weird issue with Visual Studio where I can't do anything. I can't edit anything, and I have to restart it. So hopefully this update fixes that, because this is kind of a new issue. It's just every once in a blue moon, all of a sudden, it won't let me do anything. All right, so we got this stuff here. 2D4, I can't run it to show you what it is, but it's like inspired by Paradox games and shit like that. Dominions, a lot of Dominions influence. Any game that I've played, any strategy game that I've played over the years. Warlords, I streamed that the other day on my other channel. Oh, what is this crap? But what we're doing today is, so last time I wanted to get, I feel like my voice is too low or something. I wanted to try out interfaces, and I thought it'd work really well to use interfaces for my faction resource data and my county resource data. These are resources that your county and your factions produce. Well, your counties usually produce the faction stuff, but whatever. Money is produced also by counties. So the plan was I was going to try to get interfaces to work, and I couldn't get them to work how I wanted, or I didn't know how to do it. Somehow it just didn't work out the way I wanted. So one of the things that I was thinking about doing was renaming this to goods, because there's a built-in Godot thing called resources, and I've never liked that there's the built-in Godot thing, which is the resource here, and this name is also resource. I've never liked that I had that name there, so we're calling them goods anyways. So goods it is. We're going to rename this the county goods data, or maybe we'll just call it goods data. Good data. That'll be good. Goods data. Good data. It'll be something. And the other thing is we're going to combine these faction resource data and the county resource data into one thing. They're both very similar, and they're very almost identical. So we probably needed to add some different stuff to this faction thing. So they would have became pretty much the same, but they were separate resources in Godot, and that's causing some issues. So we might as well do this all in one fell swoop. It's going to cause all sorts of fucking problems, though. Just ridiculous number of problems, because we're going to have to rename and reset up a bunch of these things. But it should make things easier down the line. And there's a bunch of my code that's like that. That's just kind of, I was about to say half-assed, but it wasn't an attempt. It's half-assed in retrospect. So I thought it was good at the time, but no, it's bad. A lot of my code is bad. And I got to figure out many more things. There's many things that are going to be changed as we go back through and fix things. My code is, a beginner code, and I'm now still a beginner, but slightly more knowledgeable than I was a year ago. So there's many things that will be changed as we go through. Not really too worried about that. It's just part of the process. I think we can probably close this. I had that pin there for some reason. We're going to delete this, though. So I guess this is we got to figure out the order of what we're going to do. Okay. I kept turning my music up while I was doing this intro, and I was like, this music is so quiet. I kept turning it up, and this song finally ended, and it was the one song. It was so fucking loud all of a sudden. There we go. I guess it's just this one song. I hate when YouTube does that. I use YouTube for my music, random music, where there's just one song. Like, why can't they figure this out and just make all the songs the same level? All right, I'm just fixing some stuff. I'm just digging around here. I'm putting off the inevitable. Okay, I think the inevitable is about to happen. Now my music's too loud again. You guys can't hear my music because blah, blah, blah. All right, let's get rid of this iGoods data. That will be the first thing we're going to do. We're going to delete this. Win, how's it going? We're going to delete this iGoods data. I just closed it, I believe. Yep. I tried to interface Wind, and I failed. We're going to remove this. Now we should get some other bugs here. One of them is this. We'll get rid of this. And then we'll save this. After Sonic Beer, that sounds good. Except it's 10 in the morning here. That seems like a nighttime activity for me. All right. So that was an easy fix. Let's get these errors out of here just because this was me trying to get this variant thing to work. I couldn't figure it out. Let's just get these out of here temporarily because we're going to have to rewrite a bunch of this stuff. All right. So then let's go back. So we're going to get rid of faction resource goods. This has all the same stuff. I'm going to compare these here. I'm going to put them right next to each other. I don't know what this is that's not what I wanted. Good name, description. We're going to need both of these and then amounts there. Yeah, so faction resource has the same exact stuff, but less. Go back over here, pin this. We're going to just delete this. Yeah, I think we'll just delete this. I'm trying to think how much chaos is going to cause. Like the least, I was thinking maybe we rename this to county resource goods or county data. But I think we want the chaos. I think we want the chaos so we can look at every time we were using these faction resource data and because we have a bunch of things that are two different methods, one for faction and one for county, and I think we want to see the chaos to see if we can combine into the county resource data. I think yeah, so let's just delete this and deal with it. It's going to... So what's going to happen is all these are going to be broken. I don't know how broken they're going to be. Just in case, let's take a screenshot of this so that we know what we're going to need later. These are all going to be goods. And that will also make it so remnants isn't duplicated. Money, influence, building materials. So the idea behind building materials, can I run this right now that I've commented out that crap? It's got it. The first time it runs, it always takes longer. Okay. I thought I already got rid of this, but I guess I didn't. iCounting good data. Oh, this was the test thing. Yeah, we can delete that too. iCounting good data. I don't know where I put that. It's right here. I like to just delete. Haphazardly delete stuff. And oh, I meant to look this up when I was offline. I actually decided one day, we're getting 6 of these now, huh? I decided I wanted to really figure out what the fuck is going on with this. Missing class qualifier name for the reloaded script. Because this is annoying me more and more. Maybe I'll do that now that this thing will run. The game didn't run and I didn't want to. So what are we doing here? Okay, so this top bar is where this is pulling that information. And actually, we could do this with this building material. So what we could do, there's going to be more chaos. Let's put a note in for this. We're going to building materials can be dealt with by using an enum instead of a resource. Yeah, and resource is like, that's the correct resource. I got a typo in there. I'm just gonna leave it like it's chaos. And typos are part of the chaos. Look at how much shit is in here. We're never gonna get this done. It's been like 6 years since I've made this branch. Yeah, so that's how we're gonna figure out like how many building materials you have is up here. You know, it can be wood, remnants, whatever. It's gonna be up there. That's what we need that for. Okay, so let's just do this. Like I said, I'm putting off the inevitable. Let's delete faction resource data. It's like you're using all this stuff. There it goes. Then the other thing I want to do, how many errors I got? 13? That's not bad. Well, it's probably... So I wonder if we should go through and fix this. Well, let's look at what some of these errors are. So this is the faction resource construction cost. We won't need that anymore because it will be a county. I think let's rename this as well. While we're here. So what we're going to do is we're going to rename this to good data. I don't care that you're red. And then we're going to save this. We're going to double click this, copy this thing. We're going to close this. We're going to go over to here. We're going to go paste that there. And I should have made a screenshot of these. I'll do it now before we do any. I don't think, for some reason, on my other screen, whenever I hit my print screen button, it is opening up my signal chat, which is quite weird. It's never done that before. We're going to have to go through and rebuild these things anyways. My worry is that if I try to open these, they're going to be busted. I mean, we could just try one, I suppose. We haven't built it yet. Oh, yeah, we did that. So whatever. We're going to figure this out. So goods, did I rename that thing? Goods is now renamed to good data resources or good data. We're going to rename this to goods. I don't care. It's broken. It doesn't like that, the resource thing. Goods. It's all upset. This acceptance. We have to accept that it's upset. We got to accept that it's upset. There we go. I was talking to my friend last night and I should call it bads. The bads that we started. I was talking to my friend last night and he was like, the only place to move to out of the United States is the Norwegian countries. You know, that whole general area, the Norge countries. So you might get a lot of Americans moving up there. Moving in next to you. Denmark. I don't know about Denmark. It's fine, I guess. Okay. Let's see where we're going. This we don't care about anymore because it's everything's busted. All right, I guess we just gotta go through and fix these things. So we got 10 errors. That's not true. This isn't true. Okay, let's delete this thing because we no longer have faction construction. We're just gonna go through these. Faction output goods. See, these are all like all of these two lists are now going to be combined into one thing. Inputs. Oh, I pushed my code right before I started streaming because I guess I didn't push it last weekend. So even if the worst, if we're like, oh fuck, we can't do this, then we can go back and we can fix it. Inputs, we no longer have that because we'll just use all of these. So this can go. I'm just double checking everything that we're. All right, like this thing. What are we doing here? This would just be this then. County output goods. Let's go to this county output goods and rename it to, and we'll just call it output goods. Whoops, except we probably want the O in there. Faction output goods. We don't need that anymore. Let's rename this. We're just gonna, this is gonna, like I said, absolute chaos. Copy output goods. Faction resource construction cost. That's gone, we don't care. Faction input goods. Gone, but let's rename this to just input goods. Looks good to me. Okay, so this is where things are going to start getting no. This is just gonna, we're just gonna delete that whole thing. we don't even need it anymore. We're gonna go from whatever 10,000 lines of code to 5 lines of code by doing this. See, like here's an example of another one where we're doing the two different things. This is county. See, the problem, we're gonna have a problem later though with our like math and stuff's all gonna come out wrong because we're gonna be missing all the faction things. I think we can just delete this. What is this doing? I didn't put a note on here what this does. It's going through each one. The key is the input, is an int. Yeah, we just get rid of that shit. Whoops. And charge for building. So we're going through the faction one and then we go through the county one, I assume. Construction cost. Faction construction cost, this is goes. And it says that's all the heirs, but that's a lie. We'll build this and we'll get our 400 other heirs. What's this? This is all faction resources. Get faction resource data. Look, this got a -1 in there. That is this, which we don't need anymore. So we're going to delete it. And we'll just delete the whole script here. All, that's probably in like public class. No, it's not a public class. All faction resources. Yep, we're gonna just keep, it's gonna be painful for a second. You know, so far look at this, we only got 3, impossible. What is this thing doing? This is the resources. What are we in? Faction data. Okay, so this is gonna be good data. We're going to have to I'm going to put a note into this because we're going to need this to count differently. That's what I was talking about, how it's going to fuck up counts. It's whatever. Make sure the good, each day it copies good data correctly for yesterday's and the current day's data, no. Lists. Make sure each day it copies goods correctly for yesterday's and the current day's list for the math on the top bar. So the top bar has some math where it keeps track of like how much you spent each day, and that's what those lists were for. There's probably like a move to top button on here that yeah, that's what I should be using. Goods, amount used for faction resources. This I'm not gonna rename just yet because I think we're gonna have to mess with this. Where is this? This is in faction data. None of these are, this is terrible. None of these are exported either, which is going to be a different issue for when we try to save. We're going to have to throw an export into this. So we might even get into that too, just like, fuck it, we're here. Wonder why that one's read-only. What do we got here? Copy faction resources to yesterday. So this is part of it. We should have another one. Create a decopy of the dictionary. This will be good. Data. This will be good data. I gotta reopen my good data here. I went too far here. Where am I here? Scripts, good data. Where did you go? Oh, that needs to be renamed too. Good data. Oh, it is there. That makes sense. And we'll pin this. What was the thing it didn't like? So this is going through faction resources and it's making a copy of this. And it's called resource type, but we have two different resource types in our good data. And see, I was calling them faction resource type and county resource type. So and with this, we actually need, this is going to be used a lot now, I think. There is another way that I thought of that we might do this. And this was a couple of streams ago where I was kind of like, I don't know if we need this. Basically, when we have these output goods, we have this list or a dictionary or whatever, it's a dictionary, which we could actually get what the type is that it's outputting via that. But I think this might make it simpler. That's kind of like but it does require a human to go in there and set these. And if they're set wrong, then all sorts of chaos happens. So this should be faction though. We'll say faction resource type to faction resource type. That's what we're doing here because this is the faction level. And then it should have amount. I don't know why it's... Oh, we also wanted to rename this because this was some weird shit for the interface to work. So we're going to rename that. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to do that. This needs to be exported because everything needs to be exported for how we're going to do savings. So we might as well put that in here too. I don't know if actually we probably don't need the getter setter because it sets this amount. I'm going to put a note here. I don't think we need to export the getter setter because the private int amount is exported. Yeah, I don't think we do. I think I got to make that decision and try or test it or something. I don't know. We'll come back to the export thing. I don't want to get too sidetracked here. This says it's because of the This is private. Oh, okay, I see the issue. This was, this needs to be a capital A. This needs to be a capital A here. And 0 faction county resources. Who that knows what the fuck we're doing here? This seems like, why aren't I doing a for each here? Is there only specific ones that I'm supposed to be zeroing? Oh, I have a note in here. Okay. Yep, we want this to be capital. Capital, 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 good data. I actually hit tab there. Okay. That thing. Build it again. We're getting there. 34. Oh, did I not? Let's save all. It's tempting to just do, it's tempting to just do a find, replace on all these. Man, my Visual Studio's grinding here. I really got to get a new computer. I just don't want to spend the money. If all the news reports of inflation about to go out of control, though, maybe it's a good time to spend all my money. You know how that works. All right, one more build here. $22 more. All right, all faction resources doesn't exist anymore. Create faction resource dictionary. All right, so what was this thing doing? This is at the faction generation level. So it's adding in these. Do we have another one that creates county good level? If I did this right, I would have named this. Okay, but I don't think. So this is for the top bar. These are those things we messed with a couple of minutes ago. This has to be completely redone. So let's put a note in. So this is going to go by something else. It's going to go through all of the goods for each good and goods, whatever. And it's going to look at the look at the type and if the whatever. And it's going to figure this out. So let's put a note in. This has to be rewritten completely. Rewritten completely. And then we'll turn this into an issue. And then we'll go move to top. There we go. That's some good shit right there. Then we'll comment this out. That's why I grabbed the actual thing there, name, and then this needs to be commented out as well. Then let's go back to here. So test research faction county improvement cost. Test. What the flying fuck is this? Is this some test that I left in? Where is this being ran? Test research county improvement cost. What the fuck is this? Okay, so this was like pumping out console stuff. Well, because I can't remember what this is, I'm just gonna delete it. What does Joker always call it? Zombie code. I'll probably regret this in 5 minutes, but there we go. In 2 minutes, we'll get rid of that zombie code there. We found another good amount that needs an A. Then we'll go back over to here. Generate output goods. These are just going to be output goods. See, this is where we have 2 of them again. We have 2 things. All because I did that. Oh, we have, okay, look at this too. We were doing faction and we were passing in for the column thing. So how is this working? We got to rewrite this thing. So we had faction resource count. We don't need this anymore. And then we were doing this. We would go like this. So that what this does is it changes the number of columns, changes the number of columns in the grid so that it looks good. Then with this thing, we just need this. And then this needs good data. I kind of like that now. I was thinking that sounded dumb earlier, but now I'm kind of into it. County improvement data output goods. This whole thing. What is this? Produce as needed checkbox. Why was this only on? Oh. This is for research. I think this is going to have to go down here. Resource type. Good data. The key. Why was it using the key up here? If this equals this, produce as needed, it hides it. We'll just deal with the repercussions. Like I said, there's gonna be like a ton of shit that's not gonna work. But this, we no longer have that, so we can get rid of there. There's gonna be a bunch of like tiny bugs that we're gonna run into that we had already fixed in the past that are now broken again. What the fuck is this? Okay, so this was that weird little switch that ChatGPT wrote. Because we were getting the good name from each one of these, and then it throws an exception. We don't need to do this anymore because there's only one of them. So what are we doing with good name here? So string good name is going to equal this. And then where are we getting this county resource from? Good data. I don't like this. Let's move this down here. Where did we get this good data from? Is what are we in? County improvement container. I think this is getting assigned a thing here up at the top. This is kind of a clusterfuck. And all of the code's a clusterfuck, all right? Just how it is. Spaghetti garbage. I should just start from scratch. So we got a county improvement data getting passed in here. There's this big gap here. Back to our good county resource. It's a local variable. Faction resource. Oh. Is that what this is getting this from? Is this resource data? What were we passing in here? We're passing in a key value pair, which is a good data, and then we're doing something funky with it up here, but we can do this instead now. And then we can rename this to good data. Good data. This is kind of fun. I don't know why destroying your code and then fixing it is fun. So basically what we're doing is we're for eaching through a dictionary up here, and then we're breaking these into two pieces. The dictionary's key is here and the value is here. And then this is just something else. So this string, we don't even need this shit, man. We can just get rid of this. Well, what is it? Well, actually, let's see, what is the final? Yeah, just setting a string up, and then we're using the string down here. But what we can do instead is just go like this. Good data dot good name. And then we have two different, we have a whole bunch of them down here. Good data dot good name. Is there like a professional job this is what they do, is they go through code and just explode it? Like, that's what I want to do for a living. And this is going to be, we're looking at faction input data again. So that's going to go away. These are going to get fucked up, I can already tell. So the thing is, factions couldn't use remnants, blah, blah, blah. So there's also all sorts of problems there. Now, what do we got here? Same thing. I'll get rid of this. I don't know why I'm dragging that. We can just cut it. This is the same thing. So I had so many of these where it's two different little methods, and that's what I was trying to do with the interface, was make it so I could run, instead of having two methods for a bunch of shit, I could just run one method and it would work with either one, but it wasn't working with the interfaces and variants, and the variance thing I still don't understand. I should do like a major tutorial about it. I looked it up briefly, and I didn't find anything that actually told me, like, explain exactly what I was doing. What is this thing doing? Population description panel. I don't know what the hell this is doing, so we'll, okay, so this is checking the faction level resources in this list. We're gonna probably we'll probably change that. I could see a problem. We could make two separate lists at the beginning when we do that faction generation, so that we have less, because we're going to have a lot of county resources. I want to have, so Distant Worlds Universe, that game, one of the things I really like about it is that it has like a bazillion different goods, and it has a private infrastructure of your ships flying out. So that's like a take over the universe type game. Space 4X, and so it has all your little there's like a private industry, there's all these little ships flying around buying the stuff that you need. I want to do something similar, but it wouldn't be in space. It's like ground caravans going around buying what you need. And since we have so many of those, we might want to have two lists, like a list of like that type of resource, and then another list of our faction level resources, because they're going to be much shorter. And that was the idea, is how we would have two different, completely separate things, but they're all going to be the same type of resource, but maybe broken into two different things here. We're getting there. Yeah, Distant World Universe. I tried to get that game to run on this computer. I can get it to run on my other computer. Won't run on this computer at all. And Distant Worlds 2, from what I've read, is like getting good. Last time I played it was dog shit. Alright, we need those. I was going to close those. We didn't get any bugs. Or any build bugs. We're about to get fucking absolutely destroyed here, though. 49. Cannot open file. Okay, where? Show me where, my friend. Alright, it's not my friend. It's... Okay. Okay, so this is trying to read... Oh, look at this thing. Oh, we still have goods here. I was like, holy shit. Wouldn't surprise me. It's trying to read this stuff, and it's like there's nothing that corresponds to this. So I think what I'll do is close Godot. Open up a couple of windows here. I used to have, when I worked in Unity, like an old garbage folder. So that's what I'm creating over here. We'll do an old code. Old code. Like, that we don't need. I know you're not supposed to be editing things in... See, there's the one I just created. You're not supposed to be editing your files in your file explorer. But... I don't think there's a way I can do this not in the file explorer. Okay, bye. And I've saved it just in case. I had a bug a long time ago that if there was like an issue with a resource, and when I say resource, I mean like a Godot resource, and it was like one of these, a broken dependency or something, and if you ignored it and fucked around with other stuff, it would blow up all of your resources and it would make them all blank. And so you would have to go through all of your resources and repick everything. And I don't want that to happen. Okay, so this is just... Let's take a screenshot of this as well. Why the hell is my screenshot tool opening Signal? That's crazy. That's some crazy shit. What it's trying to figure out is... our county improvement Fisher's Shed, it wants faction level resource here for our outputs. Faction resource food, these are enums though. At least it was trying to influence in money. Did it just delete them? That's fine. I actually expected us to have to reset up this stuff. When I hit OK though, I expected it to... Maybe there was... Maybe they were the input goods? This says nil. This is a good data and a int. What happens if we close this and reopen it? Yeah, we'll save and quit. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna have to rebuild a bunch of shit from scratch. Not everything, I hope. If we have to do everything, it's gonna be a nightmare. Alright, so those are gone. We'll just get rid of this. We don't need this one. Okay. 45 minutes have passed. 45 minutes of destruction. So let's hit play. and see what our 49 issues are here. All right, we're down to 7. The given key is not present in the dictionary. Top bar control. 77. I don't think I have that open. That makes sense that the top bar control. So the top bar control was, counting that shit. What are we looking at here? UI scenes should be, no, not UI scenes. Get out of here. We want. I divided these up, and I still don't know if I have how I feel about how I divided these up. Did this say top bar control? Yes. Okay, where are we looking here? It told me actually. Control G, 77. Faction data. Oh, you know why this is happening? This is happening because we don't have that thing I said we had to rewrite. So I guess we're going to rewrite that now. So let's go back to here. I guess I could have done this a different way. We'll rewrite this right now. So let's see here. How are we going to do this? So it's going to go for every good data, good datas. No, why is there an S at the end of that? Good data in so this thing was only keeping track of faction level stuff. I don't know if this was doing this right in the first place. I think originally it was doing it right. No, it was working correctly because it was doing the math right. So what this is talking about is this up here. Well, these are all bugged out, obviously, but so this little number here would tell you how many you went up or down from the day before. And that was a way, but so back to building materials, there's different types of building materials, and it was trying to combine that. It would count all of them. So at the beginning, there's I think it's one of those things we're gonna need a do something first and then do something before that to do something before that to get this to work. So I think what we're gonna have to do first is we need to recreate. Actually, let me look at this. I wonder if I can just edit this thing. I'm going to put one of these in here and see what happens. What if I put this building material? This isn't right. We want that selected. We don't want that. We want this to go into here. It's going to give us some sort of error. It didn't give us an error. Okay, what if we do this? We open this up and we say this is a good data. Can we just do this? And we say that this is good data. And then we save that. We got to delete this one. And then we put this. God damn it, Godot. You got to select the folder you want it to go into or it doesn't work. Then we go to here. Look at that shit. It saved one thing. Everything else is busted. We have 2 amounts. See, here's that thing. Here's the thing where it's like, I don't think we need an export. Let's get that export the fuck out of there. We'll see what that does. I don't think we need it, though. Good data. Yeah, I don't think we need this. I'm just going to get rid of this. I'm going to put this here. And I'm just going to leave that there, but because this, so when you set this, it actually sets this thing. And so when you copy the, when we save the data, we actually need to save this, because this is the real number. This is just something that adjusts the real number. Wait, we didn't want to look at that yet. So, I mean, I guess I can edit each one of these. It doesn't really do us any good. I mean, it does us a little bit of good. It keeps that one thing in there. So we'll just we'll edit these manually here. And we'll go like this, and we'll go like this. We'll save that. We'll close equipment. I'm wondering if this is going to cause issues where it's going to be like, see how this has like a specific number and shit? I wonder if that's going to cause an issue. Like it's not going to know what that, well, like where that number came from, because I think it generates those numbers. Or I guess they're not numbers, they're whatever. We'll see. I don't know why I'm not closing these. Move this over here. Remnants. Remnants we don't need because it's a duplicate. It's both a faction data and we were having to copy and paste 2 things at once. Once again, I don't know why I'm not closing these here. So let's close all these up. We'll close that too. And we'll go back over here. We'll make sure that this is selected. We'll select all these except for building materials and remnants. We'll put this in here. So now we have all of our goods over there. Money is a good. Cashola. We'll build just to see what happens. All right, we have this problem still. So that's going to be a different thing. These are all going to be messed up. I wonder how hardcore. I don't think I should fix these. Well, I think they need a something in here, or they bug out without anything in here. Equipment. It bugs out because it's got to have something in this name. Food. Food is a faction level, but it's not like a real. There shouldn't be like an amount for it. I mean, there isn't. Well, there should be an amount, but it's not what we're influence. See, this is gonna be a little bit weird, but fuck it, right? Influence you can't hold in your hand. It's non-tangible, but I guess research you can't hold in your hand either. So remnants, remnants. Look at that. Did I pick the thing? I did. I did. Remnants, remnants. Research. Storage is a county level. We got to put a thing here. And a thing here. Vegetables are perishable. And they're food. All right. So that's going to kind of work. But what were we doing? So we have all these things here now. So this thing is now wrong as well. So let's rename this to all goods. And then get rid of this. I guess I could have just dragged this over the top of the other thing. So this is going to be all goods. I don't know how many we got now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can it tell me how many I've selected maybe? You know, sometimes some programs like Excel will tell you that. It does not. We'll just start dragging these in here, and then if we have too many, we'll deal with it. We'll deal with everything. It's going to be a lot of work to redo all this, but it's better to do it now than try to struggle through with that other shit later. And like, I could have gotten that the way I was doing, and I could have gotten it to work, but it's like, why beat myself over the head with something that's barely working in the first place? And I think we can make this, in the long run, work better with just one thing here. So we have all these. It looks like we have 14. Like I said, some are a little weird influence and stuff, but it should be that these are, it's going to all make sense in the long run. Then we need to rename, oh man, I should have done that first. Our all county things. This is not a public class. Where is this thing? This is called all goods. All county resources. Yeah, we want to rename that. So we're gonna have to do that again because I'm gonna rename it. I'm in the wrong spot here. All county resources. All goods. Nope. Let's rename this to all goods like that. Then we can save that. We'll double click this. We'll copy it. We'll close this. We'll rename this thing. There we go. We'll reopen this. Hopefully. This is called all goods instance. This is all resources. Oh, we didn't have to name this, rename this, except it's actually all goods. It's all goods. There we go. You know what? I didn't check. I just assumed it was working, but I didn't check. It was YouTube. Sometimes we get some weirdness there. Okay. Oh, that's a garbage word. Then we're going to go back. Let's build this, see what our chaos is caused here. More chaos. Oh, we gotta put this down for a second here. We'll comment this out for a second, and then we'll get back to this. I wonder why we weren't copying. I guess we don't. Oh, I ran it instead of building it. I'm gonna take a break here in a second. Oh, right, and I renamed this all good, so we gotta do this again. Gotta do this again. What do we have, 14 of them? I feel like, since I stopped drinking a couple of years ago, I feel like my memory is getting better. Like, obviously that should be the case, but I didn't feel like that was happening at the beginning. I was like, oh, I guess my shitty memory is going to be incredibly shitty forever. It's still terrible, but on a scale of 1 to garbage shit, it's, you know, somewhere in there. All right, here we go. One more time. And then after this, after this, right when I drag these last ones in here, I'm going to hit save, and then I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Let me pause the music that you guys can't hear, and let me throw up my break timer. There we go. I will be right back. Okay. That cigarette was not satisfactory. I will tell you that right now. It was fine, but it was not as good as I wanted it to be. Happens sometimes. All right, what the fuck are we doing here? All goods data. We fixed that. Well, sort of. We sort of fixed it. Let's go back to this build first, and we'll see if there's any more bugs here. Are you done? Okay, well, then we'll get, all right, our build's back to not having errors, and then we're just gonna have to do the numbers differently at the top, basically, is what's going on. All right, so we got 3 bugs here. Copy. Looks like we're doing something with some key issues. County generation 38. I don't think I have county generation open. Let's make sure these are all saved because we did do a bunch of changes. We even messed with the clock. County creator. Oh, we should probably do that too at some point. County generation is what use the map editor. I haven't used the map editor in a long time to regenerate our shit once we do this. County generation, what was it? 38? 38. Copy and assign resources. So we were doing this. For all good data in all resources, what are we doing? So we're doing this in a different spot, and I named it something different than that other thing. So we're adding, we do keep track of that. I was thinking maybe we weren't keeping track of the yesterdays and all that, but we're doing it in a different spot. So this is the same as that other thing, but just in a different place. And where I searched and I changed that name. So why is it having a duplicate? This is going through county resource data. Yesterday's, okay, we need to rename to county goods. This will be one of those things where for the rest of eternity, this should just be goods, actually. We're going to be deleting and adding things. We're renaming these resources. It's going to be going for the rest. See, here's county resource type is going to get renamed, and this will be going on forever. Okay, so we go through and we add it to this list called, in the county data, it's got a list called goods, and then this should be yesterday's goods. And then this should amount used goods, amount of goods used. So it thinks there's a duplicate key, huh? Is that what this said? An element with the same key already exists. Did I accidentally copy in? Well, let's make sure that this is getting all resources. It is. Did I drag two of the same thing in? All good. Wait, all resources? All goods. I'm so glad we're getting rid of that duplicate, the name. You know, the resource and resource, it always has bothered me, but it obviously came to a tipping point. Building, can, equipment, fish, food, influence, money, remnants. I don't see anything that's a duplicate. So what is this doing? So it goes through the county data, and it goes through this array that we've passed in, and it copies all of these, starting amount of each good, and then for each one of these, it's just getting some global number. I should have went to it a different way. What was that? County generation? Let's just start closing some of these Wallum camera controls. Set initial max storage. This is just for testing. Sets all the research to amount that have the initial, yeah. So we can just control click our way through. So they're getting one each. That's fine for this. So these are adding it to a different list. Oh, I see the problem. So the problem is that it's adding to these dictionaries or whatever these are. Yeah, it's a dictionary. It's adding adding it in by county resource type, and some of these might have duplicates. Um, is it doing by county resource? Oh yeah, there's some of the duplicates. Some of them are none. And we do need this to actually stay. Well, it's going to be changed to county good type, and then we need a faction good type. So that probably broke all that shit, but that's okay. We can fix that too. Let's rename this faction resource type to. I just renamed these. What is this? Oh, this is where I suddenly couldn't edit my things. This should be county good type. It's used a lot, so it's all lagged out. And then this should be faction good type. Okay, so the issue with this county generation though is they can't have none in there. Because a couple of them have none, so it's choking on that because it's a. So what does this thing do? It's a dictionary. Of type. Of good type by good data. So it's organizing them all by good type and good data. I wonder if we can change this into just like a Godot list. So we have a Godot list of all of the goods. How would we find each good individually? Where are we using these goods for? I know one place we're doing some math with them to get those numbers. That's not good. Searching that way is going to do us no good. We're gonna need some math there with those things, and it was probably making it easy so we could just like use the county good type to find it from the list or from the dictionary. It was probably very easy to use, just like fish, and then we'd find the fish thing. Otherwise, we'd have to go through and look for the ones that are fish. You know what I mean? Like we can pull directly from the dictionary just by saying fish, whatever. And I think we want a copy of all of these in the dictionary. Trying to think of the best way to do this because there's an easy way to do it, but is that the best way where we just say if it's none, we don't put it in that list? So we go back to this county generation and we just say if this is not equal to if county data dot county good type equals none, then we just skip it. So that would give us, so we would have two lists, which is not the end of the world. We would have faction data and we would have goods data or faction level goods, and then we'd have county level goods, which is what we want to a point. I think we do want to do that. So we'll do this. If good data dot county good type is not equal to none, that right there, then we do this. So that will solve that problem, I think. That's going to give us like a faction level list of goods, or a county level list of goods, and that other thing that we needed to fix would give us a faction level thing of goods. I don't know if we need those separated though. The given key was not present in the dictionary. This is update these things because we need this now. We need to go back and do it on the faction level. I think it might be better to have the two separate lists, like I was saying, because we're going to have a lot of county things, only a few faction things. So this needs to be fixed now. So for this, let me think about this though, because I think like fish has a faction level. Anyway, these are all broke. Let's fix this again. Building materials is none. He should have both. What are we on? Canned goods is canned goods. Equipment is its own thing. Fish is fish. Food is food. Influence is influence. Money is money. Primitive scouting gear is primitive scouting equipment. Remnants is both. And research is research. And your storage, non-perishable, and your storage, non-perishable, and your vegetables, and then your wood is wood here. Shit. I should have renamed this one. Oh, I did. Oh, but I didn't build it yet. Because we're going to have to go through and do that again. Could have done that in one fell swoop here. There was still, we didn't get to build it though, because we have to comment this out again. And then we'll come back up here. We'll come back. Whoops. We'll come back again to that at some point. Build this again. We'll fix all of these things. You didn't build, man. Let's clear that just to make sure that all enums faction good type. Yeah, you're not building. What do we got? Build. We're not getting any bugs, but we're not getting any, it's not building because this should be, oh no, wait, this is in a different spot. This is under our good data. This should be good, faction good type. There we go. Now they should all break. And we want them to break for now. We want a bunch of stuff to break, and then we will, you know, fix it. See, then we gotta go through and fix all these. Building materials is just building materials. I think we might have to fix something else here. Canned good is food. Equipment is equipment. Fish is a food. We might have to like rewrite the whole concept behind some of this. Food is food. Influence is influence. Money is money. Primitive scouting equipment, whoops, is equipment. Remnants is remnants for both of these. It's an important thing. Research is research. Those are nothings. There. Okay, we just still have the checkbox there. Vegetables is a food, and wood is a building material. There we go. Build again. All right, nope, no bugs there. Then we can go back to our faction generation, wherever the hell it went. And we can uncomment this again. And then we're going to go down to here and uncomment this and uncomment this. But now we need to distinguish. This is going to be all goods. And this is going to be all goods. All right. And then this, though. So a lot of the county goods have faction type so that we can put them in that top bar. So like if you make fish, it needs to go into the food category at the top there. So this won't work with like an if this equal, if that is whatever. We could put a checkbox, like a bool that says it's a faction resource type and check that, and then check the other ones too the same way. I hope there's another way to do it. Do we need this list at all? So let's think about this for a second here. Under our good data here, do we have a thing that counts? So we don't have a thing that counts. It wouldn't be under good data. It would be, where would it be under? It'd probably be under county data where we count things. How does it counting things? Because we could count things. We can count things. So what I'm talking about, this counting thing, is this whole thing at the top here. It's all for this that we're trying to count and get information, so that to get the player so they can kind of figure out if they're running low on resources or not. Check enough for county faction resources. If this is above this, remove resources from a county. How are we doing that check? Okay, no, we're doing county resource type. Now that would work for the dictionary. Possibly use, subtract county resources. We're doing this with a county good type. That's good. That's good that we're doing the good that way. Check for preferred work. We don't need to check this crap. I mean, maybe we do. Count used faction resources. So what are we doing here? I think we're going to have to rewrite, like come up with a new way of counting these things. Count used faction resource type. Okay, so this is the day. This is the day. This is kind of a pain to get to work, if I remember correctly, because I had to do like 3 steps and have it do weird shit to get this. So it counts this number. So it goes faction good type. We can rename this while we're here. So it let's look at this thing again here. Let's look at building materials, because it's the one. We have two different things that are building materials. We have remnants, and we have remnants, and we have wood. So do we even need this, is what I'm thinking. So do we even need a building material type? If we put so if we go in, so we're counting things, right? And then we want to know how much building materials we have. What we could do is we could go for each and go through this, and this whole list, and every one that has building materials, a faction good type, it would add that up. So we wouldn't need this at all, because it's not even like a real thing. We were gonna use it like with the description and stuff. That would be easy to fix, though. We would just have like a different phrase, building materials or whatever. What is the other way we use this? Back to this thing. So that's just to get this number up here. And we could just for each through the whole list in the county. We would have to, so we would have to go at the county, we would have to go, if we want that number, we would go through every county and go through all of the resources to get that number. That would happen once a day to every faction to get this number. Every time this changes, which also is in the morning right now, it adds and subtracts from. I think what we just get rid of this building materials. What was the bug we got there? Besides E5. Oh, I did look at this. And no one is having this problem but me. So for this, this would work. No, it's not going to work because this building material. Okay, so wait. There is a number. This number, we are adding all of these numbers into this amount here. So what is this doing? We pass in a good type, a faction level good type. So let's say building materials. And then it goes through an amount of goods used, and it gets, for each good data, an amount of good used. If the good type equals that good type, we add it there to this amount. We can deal with this, though, in a different way. Without having this as a resource. So what we would do is we would delete these, and then we'd have at each faction level, we would have dictionary that is the faction level. Man, I wish there's a way to test this without doing a bunch of work. Because they're going to have to test. We would still have two lists, but they would just be dictionaries. There wouldn't be a resource amount. Why do we need a resource for these faction level stuff? So we need a resource for the faction level stuff for like tooltips and things. But that, I don't think we actually do. We might be able to just to delete the faction resources and use the enum instead for everything, and then have a dictionary that keeps track at the faction level. This faction generation would be that. No. Yes, because we would have they would all be unique. The faction level things would all be unique. We wouldn't have none in there, of course. Remnants, yeah, these are all unique. So the key would work. And then we would have these all linked. I think we just have to do it. We're going to do this old code thing here again, though. We're going to delete these. No, we'll do this. We'll rename this folder with a 1 in front of it. Hopefully that will make sense to me later. And then we'll go, I'm going to do this. I'm going to create a new folder in here. Faction resources 2. We'll open this up. We'll close Godot. Yeah, I think we can just delete all of the faction resources, which is crazy. I don't think we need them. I could be completely wrong, but we'll see here. Projects 2D4X resources, and that resource word is good. Okay, so how are we going to do this other things like research and stuff? So like money and research, if we just have a dictionary, we could always just pull the amount of money and research from the dictionary, and we don't need any, it's just an int. I feel like I'm going down a bad path here. It's just an int though. And then I was thinking, or we could have two different things, and then we're back to where we're at though. So why did we do this in the first place? This was this county improvement container. Okay, so none of this stuff would work if we don't have it as a resource. So we do need a resource for this stuff, so we can drag and drop the resource in there, and then the production data. So we do need a resource for this. So we do need these things to be resources. So what happens if we do just add a bool in here? I think that might be the lazy man's solution to this. The lazy man's? I don't know. Let's go back to our good data here. And then like right here, we just say public bool faction good. Yeah, we'll get to you. Oh, we got to build. And then We gotta build, so we'll come back to this here in a second. We're gonna start this. We're not deleting these after all. I got excited about deleting more shit, but I was looking at my music. I was wondering what. Okay, let's start this over here. God damn, another 30 minutes has passed. What was I doing? All right, look, all those filler words in there. So we are going to go through these and throw that bool, I guess. That's what we got to do. You are nope. Nope. And we got to build first here. And then we wait. Okay, faction good. Faction good. Food. Faction good. Faction good. Faction good. Remnants is both. Research is a faction good. I read a thing the other day, and it said basically like don't use bools because you might have there's always a chance that you can have a third option in bools, you know, like there's yes or no is all you get with bools. Always use like an enum or whatever. And I like 3/4, I was like, that makes sense. And now we're here and we've encountered that. The bool's not gonna work. So I guess we need an enum that we'll pick. It will be. There's only one both though. But we need an enum that is. There's faction good type. There's. We'll call this. I wonder if good type will be too confusing. There's good type, and then it would be county. We need these to be capital. County, good, faction, good, and then both. Both county, just both. This isn't alphabetical, but who cares, right? I think this being called good type is going to throw me off later. Maybe. And then we go over to this and we say good type, and we say all enums dots good type. And then go back to here, we build this. Sometimes I feel like I go down like a rabbit hole of bad ideas and just keep going with the bad ideas. So we have a good type on here. This is a faction good type. This is a county. This is a faction. This is a county. This is a faction. Influence is a faction. The other way we could, no, it wouldn't work. Money is a faction. And this is the both one. This is why we had to do that. Research is a faction. These are all county. These are all county. All right, we saved that crap. we go to, do I need this anymore? No, we don't need these screenshots anymore. They're on my other screen, but that's okay. Then we go to back to this faction generation thing, wherever the fuck it is. We uncomment this again for the 45th time, and we do this one too. And then we say good data in all goods if good data faction, or no, good type is equal to faction good, or both, then let's put this down here so that we can see what we're doing here. Let's actually put this or down here instead. So if it's either of those, it needs to add it into here. And this is going to be a good type, or good data, I mean. And this is going to be a faction. Yeah, this is going to be a faction type. Wait, what did I call that shit? Faction good type. And then what are we doing over here? Well, this is let's move this down too, so it's all one line. I'm trying to do that more. That's not enough. Let's put this. There we go. This is going to get smaller though. Good type, or good data. This is going to be good data. Wait. Yeah, good data. Duplicate. I think this is all going to work out how we want. This is small enough that actually let's do it like this. I like it when I can see what the next line is doing. Good data. Faction good type. I hope I'm not going and just wasting all my time and I have to go back to the two different things. I think I'm not, but that doesn't mean good data. That doesn't mean anything if I think I'm not doing something. Good data. Faction resource. Faction good type. I'm going to be glad when all of this resource, amount of faction resource, see, we got to rename that too. Good data. Good data, duplicate. We're going to rename these faction goods. We're going to have a lot of bugs that are going to be persistent for a long time. We're not going to notice them. Yesterday's faction goods until it's later down the road. We're going to be like, what is this garbage? And we're going to wonder why we have this garbage. It's going to definitely be a thing here. Let's save this. Okay, what's your fucking problem? Okay, this is for testing. We're going to have a different, more random way. Okay, so we need to add in to our faction goods. This is a faction good type. So we're just adding in some money so that money and influence so that we can do stuff in the game, for our testing. So that's what that was. Let's go back to our build here. We're on the road. Hopefully it's the right road. It's not a downhill road to the cliff that has rocks and a whirlpool at the bottom. A whirlpool? Something at the bottom. Did I already hit play or build on there? I think I did. Whirlpool and an octopus, a giant kraken octopus at the bottom, pulling us down into the depths of the trench of agony where we give up. What are we doing here? An element with the same key exists. I thought we fixed this. County generation. County generation 40. I'm on the wrong, well, we're here anyways. So this is going to county good type. We should not be having that. They should all be can good. These are looking good. It might be the none thing is throwing it off because we changed the none, but I'm going to double check. Remnants, of course, is throwing a wrench in our lives. Okay, I think those are all unique, except the nuns, of course. If the county good type is not equal to none, it said 40, right? Yes. We're going to add this to goods. It says there's a duplicate key. It's a county good type. If it's not equal to none, are we? I don't believe you. County good type is none. So if it's not equal to that, canned goods. None. Fish. None. 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 Primitive. Remnants. None. Aha! I don't think I checked that one. Okay. Problem solved, right? All the problems solved. Yeah, I really like destroying code. I don't know why. Like these big refactors are kind of fun. All right. An element with the same key already exists. This is under what? Generate storage HBox. Okay. Okay. Can I just double click this and will it open? No. Sometimes they will and sometimes they won't. The storage thing was always a pain in my ass. We need to go through those again. It's doing the none thing. But I thought we had, well, we'll see. What was the name of this thing? Resource panel container. That's going to be like a UI script or something. All right. So, okay, so it's going through all of the goods again. And we don't want it to do that. Well, I mean, we do. So why are we having it go through that list and not the county goods list? Why are we not having it go through each county? They should be the same. Maybe that's why I was just like, well, they're all the same. We'll just pull it directly from the goods. But this is generate, I think if we just pulled this, because we just created this. So that what I think Yeah, every county should always have the same resource options that you can store there. And what I mean, like, let's say we only have a few things, but let's say storage, or sorry, scouting equipment. You don't have any way to generate scouting equipment, but the thing is, you are going to be able to store stuff there by having back to the Distant Worlds universe. Guys will bring stuff and drop off the stuff there. So every place needs to have the ability to store those things. So we definitely need, they're all going to be the same, which is probably why I just pulled it from here. But everyone's county information could be the same too. I mean, we could just do, we could just say if good data dot good type is equal to county. Where this is, yeah, this is county good right here. And then we do the or thing again. We could write a method for this because we might do this a lot, where we're checking the or, you know, this because of the remnants thing. Whoops. Both. Both is the word I want. Then we do this thing. We do all this shit. You're getting quite a little pyramid here, though. We could do the opposite of this. We could do this. If we go, if this equals equals faction good, then we return, and then we just KD this shit, I think. So if it goes to here, if it's a faction good, we get the fuck out of there. We don't do anything with it. And then else we do this. Where did I just write that one thing? That was county generation. No, that wasn't county generation. Where was that thing? I just wrote it, for fuck's sakes. We can do this. We could say, we could find good data dot both. I'm gonna go with both. I bet you both is, here it is. So we could do this. We could go if good county good, right? Then we go return, and then we do that. Then we do that. Whoops. Then we do this, and then we KD this thing. There we go. That looks a little bit better, I hope. So if this equals a county good, we get the fuck out of there. And then it adds it in. And then we add some shit in here for testing. We have a problem over here, though. Oh. There we go. I think that's better. I try to do this as much as possible, but I often forget that there's this better way to do things. Did that solve whatever we were doing here? We'll find out in a second, I guess. Yeah, I definitely want to go through and take the time to fix this. I just don't know what I got to put in an issue with Godot because I'm at a loss of how to fix that. It's because of a getter setter that I really want. All right, so this is the same problem. What are we doing? The given key was not present in the dictionary. No, this is a different one. Top bar. We got top bar open. We probably don't need the clock open. Oof, we could. Read me. Faction data, we need that. Faction data, where are we at here? Top bar. Where are you at, top bar? I don't think we have it open anymore. Oh, there it is. What number? 77. And you're saying that you don't exist. You're not present. Did we ever finish our writing this thing for faction generation? Faction good type. Faction good type. And we're checking against, where's my top bar? It's right next to it. Perfect. Faction data, faction goods. Faction data, faction good. Add the faction good type. If the good type is a county good, let's go double check that we didn't like fuck something up. County good is none. Oh, wait. This is a faction good. Faction good. County good. That looks right to me. If the good type equals county good, get the fuck out. Otherwise, add this on here. Can we fit this all in one line so it looks nicer now? We can. Well, that barely fits. We'll just go with it. Faction goods, we're adding this in. Faction good type. And it's saying it doesn't know, it doesn't exist. Let's double check this top bar thing. Faction good type influence. And that says faction good, that says faction good. Am I doing this thing wrong? What we could do in faction generation, we could just run this thing and take a look at this and see in the output if this is getting added. It should happen once per item down here in the output. Well, per county, per faction. A has been added, so I only see one of these. It should happen a bunch of times. I know they only say A. We got to fix that too. It should have a bunch of times. Create. Let's count how many there are, though. Well, it didn't do it right. So it only did one per. I wonder if I have something else commented out. All goods, if good type equals county good, return. Let's just look at influence. Good type is faction good, so it should have gotten to that. And then it's going to add this in. Let's check our good data. Maybe we renamed something and it got fucked up. That looks like we should have 14 things it's checking, and it's only going to bring in like 5 of them or something. But we should have 5 per faction. Then it adds this, it duplicates it, it duplicates it, it duplicates it. But we'd only get this once. And I feel like it should immediately croak right here then. Because it's trying to add this in. Like if this doesn't exist, it should be croaked right here. Back up to where we're running this though. Create faction good dictionary. So it's passing this in, and so it goes through the disk and it reads all these. Oh, we should probably recreate the whatchamafuck, the counties. Did I change stuff on the county level, on the county data? I don't think I did, but it might be wise just to do that. Okay, so, but you know what's probably happening is it gets to the first one, faction. No, it should go through all of these. It should print this, like, why isn't it doing this part? It should go through, for each faction, it should go through and add all these to the list, and then it should print this to the console. But instead, it's getting some error, which I think is this one, but maybe it's a different error. This is the top bar. The top bar shouldn't be getting fired. So, like, yeah, it should croak here if this isn't in the... Man, I gotta go to the bathroom. Oh, perfect timing. I'm gonna go on a quick break and let me pause my music that you guys can't hear. Let me put on my break timer, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. And let's see. Turn off break timer. Turn on my music that you guys can hear. You know what I was thinking? It's this return, I think. This is returning out of the for each loop. I think we need to continue. I do this all the time. C#. I think we want to continue. I don't know if I've ever put a continue in without like someone in chat saying, oh, you need to continue there. Terminates the closest. So this is the enclosed iteration. This will break. So maybe we need a break. What does this give us? What the fuck is it thinking so long for? It's quite a thought thing going on there. Come on. All right. Well, I think so. It should. Well, I want to see. This should skip 3, right? But then go down to here. I think we want to break. God damn it. Fuck you then. Let's go back to the. That was great. What does continue, though, do? The continue statement starts a new iteration of the closest enclosed iteration. So look at this. They have a different example text in the example. This person put done. Writes iteration. If it's less than 3, write skip and then continue. So what? I'm going to put a continue in here and see what happens. Well, wait. That doesn't make any sense. If it's less than 3, continue. I think we want to continue in there. I just want to use a continue is the thing. I think that's the whole problem is we were returning out of the for each loop. I gotta charge my phone here. 40%. There we go. See, that's how we do it. All right. So let's fix this. I think we're done. We're done messing with these. So I hope. I mean, we're going to be messing with them more, but I think we're done with our current level of messness. So let's fix this localization here so that it doesn't say A. We're going to do some copying and pasting. Joys of my life here. So we have faction level. All right, let's put this back. All right, we're going to do this. This is going to bust a bunch of shit again. We're going to say good. We're going to change this to good. Let's find replace. County, what? All capital. County resource. Whoops. County resource. And we're going to replace with good. It's going to work. Good description. Good description. I think this is going to work. The faction resource is going to be. Okay, that's exactly what we wanted. Then we're going to do faction resource here. And we're going to do the same thing. But we're going to have 2 remnants. But we don't need this one. So we can just delete this. And then replace that one. Faction resource. Why can you not find this? This one can go, but we'll delete that. And then this will go here. We'll delete this. So we should have a remnants and then a remnants here. And these should all be separate. And let's do... I guess I'll do that later. I was in just fix this not written thing real quick. But there's actually a lot of them. I shouldn't have done that in the oh my god, there's more down here. Okay. The other thing we got to do... So do we have the names right? We have the names right. The names are good. Canned food. I'm going to rewrite these. Food that comes in a can. Fish. What do they call that? The something of the sea? Fish. An edible animal that lives in water. Primitive scouting equipment. Thrown together maps, binoculars, and other scouting gear. Period. Remnants. Leftovers from the old world. Vegetables. Whoa, I hate when it does that. That's one of my pet peeves of Excel is if you click on like a line, it jumps down to the bottom. I know it's probably, if you're an Excel master, it's like the best thing ever, but I hate it because I'm not in a food that grows in the ground. It is made from trees. There we go. So those descriptions are good. We'll go like this. And we'll translate. Oh, I didn't get it all there. We'll translate this. I mean, we might as well fix everything as we go, you know? Like, let's just make this shit right. Or usable. Not everything. Most things. Pescadero. Then down here, we'll do building materials. Materials that are used for building. Such as wood and remnants. Equipment. Motherfucker. See, I hate that. Things that people use or wear. Yeah. Food. Things that people shove in their faces. We're going to rewrite all of this stuff at some point. It's going to be miserable, honestly. Influence. This should be... it reduces hunger. This should be... influence is points. It's gonna be the. See, I can't use the word influence because I was gonna say the ability to influence other people. Ability to get people to do what you want. What you want. No, we can't use the word you because that's like the player. Influence. Influence definition. The capacity to have effect on the character, development, behavior of someone or something. Have an influence on. Getting. But its influence is. Oh my God, my phone wakes up occasionally and thinks I'm talking to it. Used to get people to do things. Perfect. Money. Money is objects of value that are spent. Research. All right, so we got to do this. We already got our translation going here. This crappy translation. I'm sure someone who speaks Spanish is, when they see this, would be horrified. What do we got? What's the problem? Did I do? I saw something about investigation, so this must be here too. There we go. All right. So I just wanted to fix those. We'll try to fix things as we go, like always. So now we got to go back. We're going to sort this. We'll go back to here. We'll go back up to here. And I'm going to move this to my other monitor. Building materials is first. I guess we will sort this. I was thinking we don't want to sort it. Data. A to Z. I think I got to select everything, you piece of shit. Sort. But we have headers. And we want to do it by column A. And then we'll save this. And then we'll go bring this back over here. Good building material. And then, man, this is going to be a pain. I guess we'll go through all of the good name first. And then we'll go, fuck, I clicked that thing. Maybe you could turn that off. That drives me insane. Canned goods, the thing where it jumps down to the bottom. And then equipment. Gotta get through all my descriptions here. Do not accidentally click on that thing. Fishies. Maybe I need to make the cells bigger. Motherfucker, let me copy this. Maybe that's what I need to do. Food. Because in my old existence, I can't do it. I can't click inside a cell. I'm too inaccurate. No wonder why I'm bad at first-person shooters. Just shooting everybody all around. Shooting around everyone. Don't ever actually hit anybody. I had a friend that was absolutely terrible at video games because they didn't have any experience with video games. So any kind of shooter, they would always be like shooting at the ground at their feet, or shooting um, them in the toes. A lot of shooting them in the like shins and the feet, and uh, whoops. Uh, I've been playing this game where if people don't have armor on their legs and feet and stuff, and every time I play it, I'm like, he would actually do good at this game because could shoot people in the feet, and it would be beneficial. Let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna have to go through all of these descriptions too here. Almost done with this step though. I think you need like a triple click in the Excel to do. It's like 3 clicks or something. It doesn't like to select the underscore. It just selects the first part of the thing, and then there's like a 3rd click that lets you get the. Okay, good wood. Then we're gonna go back to our descriptions here, and we're gonna go up to building materials. Yeah, there's like it's not like a triple click. It's like a pause triple click. Description. I don't know. I don't use Excel. This is like an accounting thing. If this was somebody at my job was asking me about this, I would say ask accounting. Accounting is the master of Excel. IT, not so much. I use it at work, but it's mostly for looking at lists of things, not manipulating data. Manipulating data is a whole different ball game. Sometimes I do, but it's pretty rare, and it's usually just like sort by something. It's not like put any formulas in cells or any of that shit. Here we go. We're getting there. The tediousness of some programming is this. Everything's getting shorter, which is nice. Remnants. We got to fix that other return. It just dawned on me. I have another return in there. Maybe I should do that right now. But we're almost done with this, so. My good description for research is a non-tangible resource that is generated by researchers. Okay. All right, non-perishable. We're very close. Got to get that return. Don't let me forget about the return. I'm mostly talking to myself. So when I'm offline, I also just have talk to myself the whole time. Or to my cat. Talk to my cat a lot. He doesn't understand though. All right, we're done with this shit. Hopefully we got them all right. We got to find that other return. So that other return was under county generation. I guess it wasn't. It was under, no. It was some sort of, we could look at equals to all enums, good type. Here it is. This should be continue. as well. Continue. There we go. I bet you if we were to open up this resources thing, we would, yep, it would die. All right. We fixed all that stuff. That only took 30 minutes. Really? What do we got here? Oh, that was probably from that thing. Yeah, I know I talk about these 5 bugs every stream and say that I'm going to fix them at some point or put it in issue. All right, we got this problem, but that's from having this open here. 1 second, I got to close this. Stop this. And then we got to go re-import this thing. You got to do this all the time. If you're having issues with localization in Godot, just re-import that. Like, even if it says it's not broken, just re-import it anyways. That is a good move there. So we have some numbers up here. We don't have any money or influence. I think we should get both. There should be 1,500. Look at all these changes. Jesus Christ. I think there should be 1,500 up there. But no, you know what? We see a problem. Let's fix it. These should all be like 1. Each county should be getting 1. This, though, should be 1,500. So that's under faction generation. This should be adding into this. The faction good. So how are we generating this top bar thing? Amounts used. So that's going to be, this is going to be put in later. This should be, did we get any? We did not. And we can see that the influence, these things are being added to the dictionary, but we're also not getting any bugs. So influence label.text faction good. This is from the faction good level. So let's look at our faction goods, which we just generated here. Yeah, it would have given us a bug. Maybe this continue. GD prints. So we should get we should get a bunch of these after, at the end. Not a bunch, but 1 each. Zero. Just for later, for the next run there. 0, huh? I have a feeling it's this continue. But we are getting all of it. See, it says building equipment, or building equipment, food, influence, money, remnants, research. We're going to have 2 different remnants lists. I guess it's always been the case. What if I put in break here, and what does it do? I feel like it wouldn't if it didn't go through this. I feel like if it didn't go through that, though, it wouldn't have run this thing. And if this works, then I'm very confused about the difference between break and continue. I probably should have continued reading. No, it's not. It's not break. It's continue. Uh, all right. So what is this thing's problem? Let's look at. See, this is a capital A. So on our good data, when we set this, it can't be above the max amount. Where is this max amount? This is the max amount that can be stored. Oh. So we are messing with that number. That number is being messed with in the storage. What's the highest number? Ints. Highest ints. C#, highest, largest int. I think there's a way you can put this in here. You can just say like int max or something. Oh, there's one of my garbage words. Is a garbage word. Int max. Max value. So do we want to do that? Or do we want to put in a max value? Oh, this is an M and export on it. I mean, I guess I saw that earlier. So this is always, so max amount changes. What is this doing? Oh, if the max amount changes it sets the minimum to either the max amount or and that makes sense. But I was thinking what we could do. How big is this number? It's massive. Okay, it's not as massive as I thought it would be. What is this, 2 trillion? That's million, that's billion, that's trillion. It's not as massive as I thought it would be. Okay, so let's do that as the max number. So for the max amount, we would go like this. If, oh, but it's not going to apply all the time. This is all for storage. So the storage is a thing that you gotta have like warehouses and stuff to affect the storage. So what we need to do though is say like this is a faction resource, so the max value is not affected by storage. Remnants is both though. So, but that's not. Wait, we can do. And the food shouldn't be affected by it either. So what we would do is we would go like this. If good type is equal to all enums faction good, so what are we doing with this? This is getting hit by something. Something's hitting this getter setter. You know, it's got to be the storage thing, and it's adjusting the max amount, and it returns the max amount. If it's a faction good, we do this. This is what we do. we go max amount equals int dot max value. Else. And then I don't know why there's so many dashes there. Resource max amount. Good name. You can tell this is old code because I had renamed name to good name. Well, I guess it wasn't that long ago. Good max amount. So I wonder if we could use the return here. And then we get rid of this. It would never print this max amount thing though, right? I think. So if it isn't, sorry, I was rocking my head to music. Let's see what happens. What's going on here? It is not writer. I should try out writer. Okay, I don't think something didn't work. Oh no, something did work. It did work with the return. But what we need to do is copy this up into here before we return. And then we'll do this. Have you tried out Writer now? I know you were talking about it, but I don't remember if you said you actually tried it out or not. Because it has the free, so what we're talking about is the Writer IDE now has like a free non-commercial license. So if you're not working on a commercial thing, you can you can use it for free, a non-commercial game. All right, I'm doing something wrong again with the, did I not save this shit? No, I did. Maybe it doesn't like this max value. I got a lot of spaces here. What'd you think? You missed out, Joker. I've been destroying code the whole time. It's been just a massive destruction of code. It's been pretty fun. Faction influence equals 0. So that didn't solve that problem. So what does this do? We set the amount. So you know what this is doing? This is the getter setter early. You do like it. Maybe I definitely should check it out. This is... Let me go back and look at this because we did mess with a bunch of stuff. Both county good, faction good. Good type is what we're checking. And if it's a faction good, we do this. Then we put this return in here. But I don't see it. Because you know why I don't see it? You know what the issue is? So these are being set somewhere else with the resources, or with the storage is setting this, and it's not setting the faction goods at all. I should have, you know, it would have made them stick out. In fact, we'll do that. I haven't done a rainbow one in a long time. Uh, these ones are the ones we want to see, and that will actually help, honestly. I'm not just fucking around this time. I think this is right, except this is the problem. We need max amount to equal int dot max value right off the bat. And then it will get adjusted. Oh, I forgot the rich thing. Damn it. Okay, let's see this. Rich. And then let's do this. I still don't think it's going to print down here because, yeah, it's not down there because nothing's adjusting it. I wonder if we can look, though, and see what the number is. No, something should be adjusting it. We should be assigning the faction influence. There it is. So what we need to do if we really want to test this, though, is we got to look at one of the things here. And where would we look at this? Let's look in our faction data here. All right, so let's go back to our faction data. We're doing a lot of changes to everything today. I don't think I have faction data. Oh, I do have it open. And I'm also adding an export pretty much everywhere I see it. Well, not everywhere. On and off. Yeah, like I looked at this earlier because these things all need to be exported for saving. And I didn't know that when I was doing this. I'm glad I started trying to do a save system in the other game. So these all need to have an export on them. Let's see what that does. It's still not going to adjust this thing. We're not going to see the rainbow thing until something affects it. But we have our shit here now. Oh, and this number is different. Which is right. This should be 1, and yeah, okay, that number's right. What was the other thing I was checking? This is working again. And that's why some of those were 45, is because there's a well, that number is wrong. Oh, you know what it's doing? What it's doing is it's counting everything that's perishable, and then it's counting everything that's non-perishable, like money. Once again, it's the thing. It's the thing that I mentioned earlier, where I read where the guy said if you do a bool, bools are bad because there might be a third option, and we need a third option for that bool right now. So we're gonna put public enum perishable, perishable, and then we're gonna go perishable, non-perishable, neither. And then we're going to save this, and we're going to go back to our new good data. And we're going to go to this, and we're going to go all enums dot perishable. Then we're going to build. We're about to break a bunch of stuff. Yep, here we go. Breaking this stuff is what we're doing today. If perishable equals all enums dot perishable, do this, else no. No. This is wrong. This is now wrong. What we need to do, because we have a third option. So we need, it does this on we need this to be like a little switch. Yeah, we needed this to be like a little switch. So we go switch. I can't remember ever how to write a switch. I think I put in this thing. I think I put this in. And then I do like a this thing. And then I gotta look it up. I gotta look it up. C# switch. We need a little switch here. It's not a big deal. Expression. Oh, I was in the. Oh, I put this thing in here. I was sort of in the right path. Case. That's what we. Well, we want this case to be perishable. I guess I could have done an if else too, but then we want non-perishable. Did I make that a? No, I didn't do that right. Then we need one of these. We need a break in here. And we need a, whoops. No, that's right. Then we need a break in here. And that's it. We just need these two choices. The third choice we don't give a shit about. So we're going to do this. And we're going to do this. There might have been a better way to do this. I feel like there is, but whatever. Oh, okay. So this is actually I thought maybe every county or every faction was doing this math, but actually what we're doing is I just set this up so that it's just adding it to the global, so that if we add resources and stuff, if we add goods and things into the game, it does it automatically, so we don't have to manually go in and do this shit. So that's good. That's good that it does the, wait, what's all these errors? All right, we got to fix this. Okay, so is food and there, if is food and there is some food. What? Okay, so there's this list that we got here. It's going through all of the good data in goods value. I don't know what this is, but, and if this equals food and goods perishable equals all enums dot perishable, and the good amount is greater than that, and then if this equals all enums perishable, non-perishable, do this. So this either needs to be a switch or an else if, which is what we have. So that's good. What is this thing? If the good data equals if the good data perishable is equal to true is what it was saying before. So if we say perishable, else if, kind of a pain in my ass, if else, else if, Perishable, perishable, non-perishable. Do that. Story event, resource, good, equals, perishable, dot, perishable. Because that was yes. These are all we're saying perishable, yes. Story event, add. Why are we checking if this is perishable? If it's perishable, let's put a note in our story event thing because I'm not want to get too sidetracked here. I don't know why we would why do you keep I'm clicking everything wrong. I don't know why we would be checking if that was perishable. Let's go. Do we have events? Story events. Let's copy this thing. I think maybe that was some weird shit that I had to do temporarily to get that work. For some reason, when we are adding, we had like an old thing where there was different lists and stuff, but we don't have that anymore. For some reason, we're adding a good to the player's goods via a story event. It checks if it is perishable. That doesn't seem necessary. And then we'll convert this to an issue. And then we'll move to top. There we go. And back to the, oh, I tried to save the website. Okay, for some reason it didn't work, but that's great. What are we doing here? Okay, so this is the storage boxes. And so we need to rename this to good data. So if the good data is perishable, we do that and we add this, and then we need another else if. Where is it getting this list from? It's getting it from all goods, yeah. So we need to then do this same thing. Like I said, there's probably a better way to do this, but like I did a little switch in the other one. What is this thing? Count available storage amounts. So this is pretty much the same thing that we're doing. We're going to call this good data. And this is going to be if it equals, oh look, we're passing in a bool. Well, that's going to not fucking work. All enums perishable is equal to perishable. Then we do that. I have a feeling we just walked ourselves into a... No, I guess we didn't. This seems like a strange way to do this too. But what are we going to do about it right now, right? We're just going to leave all this garbage code in my shit. Forever. We'll probably find it. When we do our next round of rewrites, we're going to, like, you know, as we go through, we're finding all sorts of garbage and cleaning it up. What is this thing? Good data perishable is equal to perishable. And then it's going to do this for the spin boxes. Else, update spin box back. Else if, I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to do this. Then we have this one more time. There's a lot of math done for those little whatever, those storage amounts. Now I've gone hard into this concept, this else if concept, and I don't know if it's a good idea. What did that thing say? It can be marked as static. We'll get to that. Probably not today. Not today, definitely. This is pretty fun, honestly. I love the destruction. The destruction is the best part of the programming. All right, this still says 45 though. So there's something wrong there. Because it shouldn't be 45, it's counting something wrong. Let's see here. What should that number be? Well, let's look at our resources. Like, let's say here. Oh, look at this. It put it in a different order. Well, that's strange. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we have a problem here. Oh, did we not set these? I don't think I went through and set these. I did. Perishable? No, I didn't. Neither. You're non-perishable. What was the other thing I just saw, though, that was weird? I don't know. You're neither. I should put neither first. You're perishable. You're neither. 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 Yeah, I totally. God damn it. I'm going to do it. Neither should be first. Just because it's like, you know, it's whatever. It's going to default to nothing. And then after we fix this, I'm just going to, once this is done, and then we'll push the code. We don't have any bugs. I hate when I end a stream with like a broken thing where you can't even build it, you know. Building materials, you should be neither. Non-perishable. Equipment is neither. Fish is perishable. Food is neither. Influence is neither. Neither. Having all these things we have to set is going to be bummer. I was talking to the developer. I streamed a game called Clockwork Dawn the other day, and I was talking to the developer, and he was saying about like adding counties because he has like it's like kind of Victoria 3-esque, and he was saying adding counties was a lot of work, and it's probably stuff I didn't get any details, but I'm imagining it's stuff like this. You got to add in, you got to draw, because he's hand drawing each part. Hey, look at this. Neither. Nope. Neither. It's going through. So he has to hand draw his county. He's got to go in and do stuff like this. It's a lot of work to do this stuff. Like, and we only have 7 counties. Eventually, we're going to be doing. This is perishable. Eventually, we're going to be doing a lot of counties, and we'll have a lot of resources. So if we fuck one thing up, we got to go through and do all those again. Or we add to an enum or something, or we change a bool, you know. But if this works or not, I'm gonna. Okay, so the only perishable ones we have are fish and vegetables. And the only non-perishable ones we have are canned food, primitive, scouting, remnants, and wood. Is that legit? Fish. Remnants? Yep. Storage, we don't, vegetables, and wood. Look at that. That was perfect timing. We don't even have any bugs. I'm sure there's still more things. One day we're going to get off this branch, the scouting equipment branch. Get it set up a script to change and save all their resources. But yeah, I don't know what they wouldn't know what they are. They don't know what nothing knows what fish is. A human knows that a fish is perishable. The game doesn't know. Until I tell it. I wish there was a way to do it. I wonder if you could have a script that asks ChatGPT, "Is this perishable or not perishable?" They would probably come back wrong a bunch of times. Okay. And I mean, you have to copy and paste in the things too. You probably could write a script for that. No, same thing. You have to set it. So what did we do today? We got rid of faction resource data and renamed county resource data to good data. There we go. You know, there was a Mountain Blade mod that, and I think it was Mountain Blade where they used ChatGPT, so when you were talking to the NPCs in Mountain Blade, they actually could have a conversation with you instead of the terrible Mountain Blade where you get 3 choices, you know, like it's tell me your info, you know, let's trade or whatever. Yeah, we pushed that. We're good to go. Thank you guys for joining me. I will talk to you tomorrow, and hopefully we will have wrapped this part up, and then we can continue going back. Actually, let's look at what we have on this list, because I think we did some of it. We did this. This is done. It wasn't that big of a deal. We did this. Go away. Make sure each data is copying data good correctly for yesterday and the current days. Okay, so we haven't done that. Though it did look kind of possible that it was. I don't want to hit play. Everything's going to break when I hit play. Building materials can be dealt with by using an enum instead of a resource. We did that. Go away. Combine faction resource and resource data. So I noticed before I started streaming, before I started streaming that we had 200 issues. So, and I added stuff. We need change. Research goods per day needs to be changed to goods produced yesterday. I'm pretty sure we did that. We can look right here. Goods produced per day without bonus. Oh, that's over here. We have to construct something. I mean, is this going to work? Something seems to be working. We renamed this to something else, so we're done with this. And if the work cost is lower than the day, wait, did we? No, we didn't do that. It's not showing. Oh, we don't have any goods to be produced right now, so we wouldn't know. We need to put that back. Good luck finding that. Goods. There's my filler word. Yesterday was in there. Yesterday. All right, reopen. And then I don't think with this you can move. We can move to column. County improvement. There we go. This dragging and dropping shit sucks, so we will stop trying to do that. Is it put it at the bottom? It just stuck at some random spot. Let's move this to top. And then we'll get rid of this. Negative workflow is no longer, well, we'll leave this in here, we'll double check, but we're kind of back to where we were, but we're gonna have a lot of small bugs from all those changes. Let's see, I'm just curious now how many issues we have. I could have just went to here. 200. We we added a bunch and we removed a bunch. There we go. We're still at where we started. All right, but that's it for me today. Thank you guys for joining me. I will talk to you tomorrow.